Edgar Cayce, a name that may not be familiar to everyone, but one that resonates as a symbol of groundbreaking prophecies. Known as the sleeping prophet, Cayce had the extraordinary ability to predict future events while in a deep trance state. Over his lifetime, he made thousands of predictions across various fields, including medicine, science, and global socio-political changes. Among these, one prophecy stands out, sparking curiosity and controversy: the emergence of a leader in the United States who would shake the world to its core. Enter Donald Trump, a businessman turned politician. Renowned for his bold personality, provocative statements, and unconventional leadership style. His rise to become the 45th President of the United States left the world divided. To some, Trump was a savior, unafraid to challenge the status quo to defend America's interests. To others, he represented division, chaos, and disruption. What's intriguing is the uncanny parallels between Edgar Cayce's prophecies and Donald Trump's political career. Could Trump be the very figure Cayce foretold, someone destined to bring monumental change, both positive and negative, to America and the world? Cayce's visions not only seem to align with recent history but also hint at events yet to come, particularly as we approach 2025. In this video, we'll delve deeper into the mysterious connection between Edgar Cayce and Donald Trump, unraveling how these predictions might shape the future. Could the world truly be on the brink of a chaotic turning point? And more importantly, what lessons can we learn from these revelations? If you're as curious as we are, stay tuned. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit like, click subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get started. Edgar Cayce's prophecies also highlighted the spiritual undercurrents that drive political and social change. His readings often emphasized that global conflicts and upheavals are not merely political or economic events but are deeply tied to the spiritual state of humanity. He warned that unless societies learn to operate with higher ideals, such as compassion, cooperation, and truth, they risk repeating cycles of division and collapse. In Trump's case, his leadership represents a profound disruption of traditional norms. Whether seen as a positive force for change or a destabilizing influence, his impact has forced people to re-examine long-held beliefs about governance, power, and identity. Cayce's vision of transformation through crisis resonates strongly here. For many, Trump's presidency served as a wake-up call, revealing deep societal fractures that can no longer be ignored. These divisions, between urban and rural, conservative and liberal, wealthy and struggling, are not unique to the United States. But the global prominence of America amplifies their significance on the world stage. Cayce's readings also speak to a recurring cycle of human behavior. Moments of crisis often lead to opportunities for renewal. He believed that humanity has the capacity to learn from its mistakes, but only if individuals and nations take responsibility for their actions. Trump's time in office, marked by controversial decisions and heightened polarization, can be seen as part of this broader dynamic. The backlash and resistance to some of his policies suggest a growing awareness of the need for reform and renewal. At the same time, his continued influence highlights the challenges of overcoming entrenched divisions and building consensus. A particularly fascinating element of Cayce's prophecies is their reference to a spiritual awakening that could emerge from global challenges. He envisioned a future where humanity would recognize its interconnectedness and prioritize collective well-being over individual gain. Trump's presidency, while polarizing, has undeniably sparked widespread debate about what kind of leadership the world needs. For supporters, his America First approach represented a necessary recalibration of priorities. focusing on national interests in a globalized world. For critics, it underscored the dangers of isolationism and short-term thinking in an era where global cooperation is essential. Cayce's warnings about materialism and self-interest are particularly relevant in analyzing Trump's legacy. While his policies brought economic benefits to certain sectors, they also raised questions about the long-term sustainability of prioritizing economic growth over social and environmental considerations. Cayce believed that true progress comes not from material wealth but from aligning with spiritual values. This perspective invites deeper reflection on the choices made during Trump's presidency and their alignment with Cayce's vision of a more harmonious future. Another critical aspect of Cayce's prophecies is the idea of leadership as a reflection of the collective consciousness. He suggested that the leaders who emerge during times of crisis are often mirrors of the society they serve, embodying its strengths and weaknesses. In Trump's case, his rise can be seen as a manifestation of widespread frustrations with the political establishment, economic inequality, and cultural shifts. His ability to connect with a significant portion of the population, despite his polarizing style, reflects the depth of these concerns. At the same time, Cayce's emphasis on moral and spiritual values raises questions about the kind of leadership humanity needs to navigate future challenges. Trump's approach, characterized by boldness and confrontation, has been both praised and criticized for its impact on national and global dynamics. Supporters argue that his leadership style was necessary to address long-standing issues, while detractors contend that it exacerbated existing divisions and created new ones. Looking ahead, Cayce's prophecies offer a framework for understanding the potential paths forward. He believed that humanity stands at a crossroads, with the choices made during times of crisis determining the trajectory of future generations. Trump's legacy, whether viewed positively or negatively, underscores the importance of leadership in shaping these choices. His presidency has left a lasting imprint on American society, forcing it to grapple with fundamental questions about identity, values, and the role of government. As the mid-2020s approach, a period Cayce identified as pivotal, the lessons of Trump's presidency may serve as a guide for navigating future challenges. Whether these lessons are heeded will depend on the collective will of society to rise above division and embrace the higher ideals Cayce envisioned. Cayce's readings remind us that the future is not set in stone. While leaders play significant roles in shaping events, the ultimate outcome depends on the collective actions and intentions of humanity. The challenges of today, ranging from political polarization to climate change and global inequality, require a level of cooperation and vision that transcends individual agendas. Whether Trump's presidency represents a step toward this awakening or a cautionary tale about the dangers of division remains a question for history to answer. In reflecting on Cayce's prophecies and their connection to modern events, one thing is clear: the choices made during this critical period will have far-reaching implications, not only for America but for the world as a whole. The path forward will require courage, compassion, and a willingness to embrace the transformative potential of crisis. As Cayce himself said, "The future is today." As we approach 2025, the global stage seems primed for a series of transformative events, eerily aligning with Edgar Cayce's prophetic warnings of a time marked by both turmoil and potential rebirth. Cayce frequently referred to specific time periods, especially the early 21st century, as being critical for humanity's evolution. He envisioned a world shaken by political upheavals, environmental catastrophes, and spiritual awakening. The question now is whether the chaos unfolding in the present day is merely an echo of his predictions or the prelude to something greater. Cayce's prophecies often revolved around cycles of destruction and renewal. He warned that humanity would face a reckoning if it failed to address the underlying spiritual and moral crises plaguing society. The year 2025, in particular, is significant because it marks the midpoint of the 2020s. A decade already defined by profound disruptions. From the global pandemic and rising geopolitical tensions to unprecedented natural disasters. The signs of chaos are unmistakable. Yet, as Cayce emphasized, crisis also brings opportunity, the chance for humanity to reset its course and align with higher principles. Global chaos unfolding. The world in 2025 is expected to be a reflection of intensifying trends that began earlier in the decade. Politically, the global order appears more fragmented than ever. Countries once aligned by shared values are now embroiled in disputes over trade, technology, and territorial claims. The rise of authoritarian leaders, coupled with declining faith in democratic institutions, has created a volatile atmosphere. Cayce spoke of nations being tested and reshaped. Their future determined by whether they adhered to the principles of justice and equality. The geopolitical instability we see today seems to resonate with these warnings. Environmental chaos is another key element of Cayce's predictions. He warned of shifting land masses, rising seas, and extreme weather events as Earth's natural response to human exploitation. Scientists today echo these concerns, predicting that 2025 could be a tipping point in the fight against climate change. From record-breaking temperatures and devastating hurricanes to wildfires and droughts, the evidence is mounting that humanity's impact on the planet is nearing a critical threshold. For Cayce, such events were not merely natural disasters but also wake-up calls, urging humanity to return to a more harmonious relationship with the Earth. Economically, the world stands at a crossroads. Cayce's prophecies hinted at a period of financial instability, driven by greed and inequality. In recent years, the gap between the rich and the poor has widened. And 2025 is expected to bring further disruptions as technological advancements like artificial intelligence reshape industries and job markets. While these changes hold the potential for progress, they also risk exacerbating existing inequalities if not managed with foresight and fairness. Cayce's vision of a spiritually awakened humanity offers a counterpoint, reminding us that true prosperity comes not from material wealth but from shared well-being and ethical stewardship. The role of prophecy. One of the most intriguing aspects of Cayce's predictions is their focus on individual and collective free will. While he foresaw periods of chaos, he consistently emphasized that humanity has the power to shape its destiny. His readings described the future not as fixed but as a series of probabilities influenced by human choices. This perspective is particularly relevant in 2025. As societies grapple with decisions that will have long-term implications for the planet and future generations. For instance, the ongoing challenges of 2025, whether in politics, the environment, or economics, can be seen as opportunities for humanity to rise above division and self-interest. Cayce believed that crises often serve as catalysts for growth, forcing individuals and nations to confront their shortcomings and strive for higher ideals. In this sense, the chaos of 2025 could be viewed not as a sign of failure but as a necessary step in the journey toward spiritual awakening. Cayce's prophecies also highlight the importance of leadership during times of crisis. He believed that the leaders who emerge in such periods are often reflections of the collective consciousness. Their actions, for better or worse, mirror the values and priorities of the societies they serve. In 2025, the world is likely to see the rise of leaders who embody the duality of this era, some driven by ambition and division, others inspired by a vision of unity and progress. The challenge for humanity will be to recognize and support the latter while learning from the lessons of the former. Spiritual awakening and the path forward. Perhaps the most profound aspect of Cayce's prophecies is their emphasis on spiritual awakening as the ultimate goal of human existence. He believed that the challenges of the modern era, no matter how daunting, are opportunities for individuals and societies to reconnect with their higher purpose. In 2025, this vision feels particularly relevant as people around the world seek meaning and stability in the face of uncertainty. Cayce's concept of spiritual awakening is not confined to religious practices but encompasses a broader understanding of humanity's interconnectedness. He spoke of a time when individuals would realize that their actions affect not only themselves but also the collective well-being of the planet. This awakening, he suggested, would be the key to overcoming the divisions and conflicts that define the current era. One of the most hopeful aspects of Cayce's vision is his belief in humanity's potential for redemption. He often spoke of the power of prayer, meditation, and self-reflection as tools for personal and collective transformation. In 2025, these practices may gain renewed importance as people seek ways to navigate the complexities of modern life. Whether through spiritual traditions, community engagement, or acts of kindness, the path to awakening lies in recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all. Lessons from the chaos. As 2025 unfolds, the world stands at a pivotal moment. The challenges of this year, though daunting, are not insurmountable. Cayce's prophecies remind us that chaos and transformation are two sides of the same coin. The key to navigating this period lies in our ability to learn from the past, embrace the present, and envision a better future. From the perspective of Cayce's readings, the chaos of 2025 can be seen as a necessary step in humanity's evolution. It is a time to confront the consequences of past actions, to take responsibility for our choices, and to strive for a more harmonious existence. While the road ahead may be uncertain, the potential for growth and renewal is immense. By aligning with the higher ideals of compassion, cooperation, and truth, humanity can rise above the divisions and challenges of this era and pave the way for a brighter future. Ultimately, the year 2025 is not just a test of resilience but also an opportunity to redefine what it means to be human. It is a chance to move beyond the chaos and embrace the transformative power of crisis, creating a world that reflects the best of what humanity can achieve. As Cayce himself said, "The future is today's responsibility." The choices made now will shape not only the remainder of the decade but also the destiny of generations to come. When reflecting on the prophecies of Edgar Cayce and the chaotic state of the world in 2025, there are countless lessons and stories that emerge from both history and the unfolding present. Cayce's readings often highlighted the interconnectedness of human experiences, how the challenges of one era or one individual ripple outward, influencing broader patterns of growth and transformation. His teachings remind us that humanity's story is a tapestry of individual journeys woven together. And within each challenge lies an opportunity for deeper understanding, redemption, and renewal. The universal lesson of accountability. One of the most prominent themes in Cayce's readings is the idea of personal and collective accountability. He believed that the world's chaos, be it wars, environmental destruction, or societal unrest, was not random but rather a direct result of human actions, decisions, and attitudes. The stories we live and tell in 2025 are shaped by this principle. For example, the ongoing climate crisis serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of humanity's exploitation of natural resources. Consider the massive floods, unprecedented wildfires, and devastating hurricanes that have become more frequent in recent years. Behind each of these events lies a story of imbalance, of ecosystems disrupted, traditions uprooted, and communities left to rebuild in the wake of disaster. Cayce's readings called for a return to harmony with nature. urging individuals to recognize their responsibility as stewards of the earth. The lesson here is clear: humanity's survival depends on its willingness to address these crises not as isolated events but as symptoms of a deeper disharmony that requires urgent attention and collective action. Take, for instance, the story of a small coastal village in Southeast Asia that, in the wake of rising sea levels, chose to relocate its entire community inland. While heartbreaking, this decision sparked a wave of global awareness about climate migration, highlighting the resilience and ingenuity of human beings when faced with adversity. Stories like these are not just tales of survival, they are lessons in adaptability, collaboration, and the profound human spirit that rises in times of need. The power of compassion in times of crisis. Cayce often spoke about the transformative power of compassion, not just as an individual virtue but as a force capable of reshaping societies. In the chaos of 2025, acts of compassion are more essential than ever. Consider the countless stories of communities coming together in the face of adversity, neighbors helping neighbors during natural disasters, volunteers stepping up to assist refugees fleeing conflict, or activists working tirelessly to bridge divides in fractured societies. One such story comes from a war-torn region in the Middle East, where local citizens established underground schools for children displaced by violence. Despite the dangers and hardships, these educators understood the importance of giving hope to the next generation. Their selflessness demonstrates Cayce's belief in the power of service to others as a pathway to spiritual growth. These stories remind us that even in the darkest of times, the light of human kindness shines brightly, offering hope and healing to those who need it most. The lesson here is profound: compassion is not a passive emotion but an active force, one that requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to transcend personal differences. In 2025, as the world grapples with political unrest, economic disparities, and social fragmentation, the stories of those who lead with compassion serve as a beacon, guiding humanity toward a more unified and harmonious future. Cycles of redemption, learning from the past. Another recurring theme in Cayce's prophecies is the cyclical nature of human history. He believed that civilizations rise and fall in response to their spiritual and moral development. When societies lose sight of their higher purpose, focusing instead on materialism, power, and self-interest, they inevitably face collapse. However, Cayce also emphasized that within every downfall lies the potential for redemption. History offers countless lessons in this regard. The fall of ancient civilizations like Rome and Atlantis, which Cayce referenced frequently in his readings, serves as a reminder of the consequences of moral decay and environmental neglect. Yet, these stories are not merely tales of failure, they also highlight the enduring capacity of humanity to learn, rebuild, and evolve. In 2025, we see echoes of these historical patterns. The polarization of modern politics, the exploitation of natural resources, and the erosion of trust in institutions are all symptoms of a deeper crisis. Yet, there are also stories of resilience and innovation that point to humanity's potential for renewal. Consider the rise of grassroots movements advocating for sustainable development, equitable governance, and social justice. These movements represent a collective awakening, a recognition that the lessons of the past must inform the choices of the present to create a more just and sustainable future. Cayce's teachings remind us that redemption is always possible, but it requires a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, take responsibility for past actions, and commit to meaningful change. The stories of individuals and communities who have embraced this path, whether by adopting renewable energy practices, advocating for marginalized voices, or fostering dialogue across divides, offer hope that humanity can break free from destructive cycles and chart a new course. The role of faith and inner transformation. Cayce's readings emphasized that the external chaos of the world is often a reflection of internal turmoil. He believed that true change begins within, through self-reflection, prayer, and meditation. In the stories of 2025, we see the power of faith and inner transformation at work. Not just on an individual level but also as a collective force for good. Consider the story of a young activist in South America who, after facing burnout and disillusionment, turned to meditation as a way to regain her sense of purpose. Through this practice, she not only found personal healing but also inspired others in her community to adopt mindfulness and compassion as guiding principles. Together, they launched initiatives to support mental health, foster environmental conservation, and promote peace-building efforts. Cayce believed that such inner work is essential for navigating the challenges of modern life. He often spoke of the importance of aligning one's thoughts, words, and actions with higher ideals, describing this process as a key to both personal and societal transformation. In 2025, stories like the one above highlight the enduring relevance of these teachings. They remind us that even in the midst of chaos, the human spirit is capable of remarkable growth and renewal. Stories that shape the future. Ultimately, the lessons and stories of 2025 are not just reflections of the past or the present, they are seeds that will shape the future. The choices made today, both individually and collectively, will determine the trajectory of humanity in the years to come. Cayce's prophecies offer a roadmap, urging us to confront the challenges of our time with courage, compassion, and a commitment to higher principles. One final story illustrates this point. In a small European town, residents decided to rebuild their community after a devastating flood, not just as it was before but as a model of sustainability and resilience. They incorporated renewable energy systems, implemented zero-waste practices, and created spaces for dialogue and collaboration. Their efforts not only revitalized the town but also inspired similar initiatives worldwide, proving that even in the face of destruction, humanity has the power to create a brighter future. The lesson here is clear: the stories we live and tell in 2025 are not just records of what has been, they are blueprints for what can be. By embracing the wisdom of Cayce's teachings and the enduring spirit of resilience, humanity can navigate the chaos of this era and emerge stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. As we journey through the chaos and uncertainty of 2025, the insights of Edgar Cayce and the unfolding events of the world remind us of the interconnectedness of humanity and the profound responsibility we bear for shaping our collective destiny. The crises of this era, whether environmental, political, or spiritual, are not isolated challenges but reflections of deeper imbalances within the human condition. They are also opportunities, calling on each of us to confront these challenges with courage, wisdom, and compassion. A world at the crossroads. The prophecies of Edgar Cayce often painted a picture of a world at a crossroads, with humanity standing between self-destruction and spiritual awakening. The chaos of 2025 mirrors this duality. On one side, we see the persistence of conflict, inequality, and environmental degradation. On the other, there is a growing global consciousness, a call to unity, and the emergence of movements aimed at fostering peace, sustainability, and justice. This dynamic of crisis and opportunity is not new, it is a recurring theme throughout human history. What makes 2025 unique is the urgency of the choices we face. The consequences of our actions are becoming increasingly apparent. Rising temperatures, natural disasters, geopolitical tensions, and societal divisions demand immediate and decisive action. Yet, within this urgency lies the potential for profound transformation. Humanity has reached a moment where it must decide whether to continue on a path of exploitation and division or to embrace a future built on harmony, collaboration, and mutual respect. This choice is not abstract, it is lived out in the decisions we make every day. As individuals, communities, and nations. The role of conscious action. One of the most enduring lessons from Edgar Cayce's readings is the power of conscious action. Cayce believed that individuals are not passive observers of fate but active participants in the unfolding story of the world. Our thoughts, intentions, and actions shape not only our personal lives but also the collective reality. In 2025, this truth is more evident than ever. Consider the impact of small, conscious choices, the shift toward renewable energy, the embrace of sustainable practices, or the decision to engage in dialogue instead of conflict. These actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but when multiplied across millions of people, they create a ripple effect capable of transforming the world. For example, communities adopting regenerative agriculture are not only combating climate change but also demonstrating the potential of local action to inspire global change. Similarly, individuals choosing to support ethical businesses, participate in grassroots movements, or educate themselves on social issues are contributing to a broader awakening. These stories of conscious action remind us that every choice matters and that each of us has the power to influence the course of history. The inner journey, finding balance in chaos. While much of the chaos in 2025 is external, it also reflects an internal imbalance within humanity. Edgar Cayce often emphasized the importance of inner work as a foundation for outer change. He believed that true transformation begins within the individual, through self-reflection, spiritual practice, and the cultivation of virtues like patience, forgiveness, and love. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, this lesson is more relevant than ever. The constant barrage of information, the pressure to perform, and the fear of an uncertain future can leave us feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. Yet, within this chaos lies an opportunity to turn inward, to reconnect with our true selves, and to find peace amidst the storm. Meditation, mindfulness, and spiritual practices are not just tools for personal well-being, they are acts of resistance against a culture of fear and division. By cultivating inner harmony, we contribute to the creation of a more balanced and compassionate world. The stories of individuals who have found strength and clarity through inner work inspire us to embark on our own journeys of self-discovery and growth. A shared responsibility. One of the most profound messages of Cayce's prophecies is the idea of shared responsibility. Humanity is not a collection of isolated individuals but a global family, interconnected and interdependent. The challenges of 2025, from climate change to social inequality, can only be addressed through collective effort. This sense of shared responsibility is evident in the rise of global movements advocating for systemic change. From climate strikes to campaigns for racial justice, these movements reflect a growing recognition that the well-being of one is tied to the well-being of all. They also highlight the power of unity in the face of adversity. Take, for instance, the story of an international coalition of youth activists who successfully pressured governments to adopt more ambitious climate policies. Their efforts demonstrate that when people come together with a shared vision and purpose, they can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. These stories remind us that while the challenges of 2025 are immense, they are not insurmountable. Hope in the face of uncertainty. Amidst the chaos of 2025, it is easy to feel disheartened. The magnitude of the world's problems can leave us questioning whether meaningful change is possible. Yet, the teachings of Edgar Cayce and the lessons of history offer a powerful message of hope. Cayce believed that humanity's potential for growth and renewal is limitless. Even in the darkest times, there is always light to be found, within ourselves, within each other, and within the world around us. The stories of resilience, courage, and compassion that have emerged in 2025 are a testament to this truth. They remind us that even in the face of uncertainty, there is always a reason to hope. Hope is not passive, it is a call to action. It is the belief that a better future is possible and the determination to work toward it. In 2025, hope is found in the countless individuals and communities who are striving to create a world that reflects the highest ideals of humanity. The path forward. As we conclude this reflection on 2025, it is clear that humanity stands at a pivotal moment. The chaos and challenges of this era are not merely obstacles to be overcome, they are opportunities to redefine what it means to be human. They are a call to awaken to our shared purpose, to embrace our interconnectedness, and to act with intention and integrity. Edgar Cayce's prophecies offer a guiding light, reminding us that the future is not set in stone. It is shaped by the choices we make today. By learning from the lessons of the past, cultivating inner balance, and taking conscious action, we can navigate the chaos of 2025 and emerge stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. The story of 2025 is still being written, and each of us has a role to play. Let it be a story of resilience, transformation, and hope, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and our capacity to create a better world. Together, we can turn the challenges of this era into the foundation for a brighter and more harmonious future.